My name is Evgeny Rusakov and you're watching TVP World, interview from Vilnius. In mid-October, Gdańsk held a Reclaiming Europe conference that gathered loads of bright minds from all across our continent. To discuss this event, its agenda, goals and other related topics, we are joined today by the Associate Professor at Yaroslav Mudryi National Law University and Vilnius University, Dr. Kateryna Latysh. Hello, Kateryna, and thank you for joining us today.
Hello.
So, before we start discussing this conference, could you please explain this Young Network Trans-Europe? What is this about?
This is the organization which united mid-career researchers. There are 17 of us, and they are from different parts of Europe and from different science spheres and branches. But the goal of this organization is to develop different projects which could help to reclaim Europe in accordance to the values which was proclaimed in the manifesto, and this organization was formed with the help and support of Berlin-Brandenburg Academy of Science and Humanities.
Okay, so this Young Network Trans-Europe organization organized this conference, am I right?
Yes, but also with support of the Minister of Christian Schneider and other politicians, and of course with support of Berlin-Brandenburg Academy.
So, okay, so you've mentioned this, well, we both mentioned this conference that was called Reclaiming Europe. What was this event about?
Basically, this event was developed to find the solutions how we could overcome the gaps which arises also because of the war in Ukraine and all these challenges which arise. And of course, these challenges not only for Ukraine and Ukrainians, but also for the European countries such as Lithuania, Poland, and others. And actually, for that reason, also the Gdańsk was chosen for this conference, European Solidarity Center, as a very symbolic place. And there was three branches of three directions of the conference: for democracy, for prosperity of Europe, and freedom. Yes, freedom.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, so you've mentioned those challenges. What are they? What challenges were named during this conference?
Of course, one of the challenges is the threats for democracy. And as far as my research, mostly regarding the digital technologies, AI, artificial intelligence, I was focused on the problem how artificial intelligence could impact democracy. Because before that, I'm mostly involved in how artificial intelligence could help law enforcement bodies. So it also some kind deals with the problems of democracy, because it could help to find the tools and ways how this disinformation or misinformation or deepfakes could be detected immediately, not for a long perspective. Because again, if we are talking about democracy, especially about elections, which are now in many countries, also we could see that there are a lot of scandals regarding the use of artificial intelligence, not only for good reasons, but also for bad reasons.
Okay, so that's actually a very interesting topic, about the impact of AI and digital technologies on democracy. So could you please share more examples on how is this linked?
As I said previously, my work was concentrated more about on the impact for investigation process, for justice process, but now in the framework of this conference, Reclaiming Europe and the Young Trans-Europe Network, again, I would like to concentrate more on the impact of AI on the democracy. And the reason which I see for that also starting even with the election in the UK, when we see that AI candidate was developed by one of the businessmen and tried to be elected there. And actually he participated in this election campaign, which is also very interesting fact. So it also shows us that we need to think about it in this perspective. But at the same time, just I think recently we heard from US, whereas this election, presidential elections, where a lot of bad things were made by AI again, and in accordance to some sources, it was said that this big content, big data, was developed by the Russians and to support one of the candidates to be promoted, and at the same time not only to support but also to share some disinformation against another candidate. So again, it's one of the stress for the democracy. Or another example, in Ukraine, when the full-scale invasion started, again we saw deepfake videos, which was generated by AI, and actually it made a big impact on the citizens, and again it stressed how it's important this topic. And of course, it's not enough just to see what kind of threats we have and to find the solution, but also to see how we could use it as a tool. And our network, I think, could be one of the platform for where mid-career researchers, like excellent, it's not by myself said, but in accordance to official information, because there was a long-term selection process. So basically, we could united and from different backgrounds, different scientists, and try to develop this analysis and then to find the right solution for that.
In your mind, is artificial intelligence a bigger threat or a bigger help to democracy? Or it always depends on how you use it?
Exactly, it's a great question actually, and to assess that again we need to have a great analysis in accordance to European perspective. Again, in European Parliament adopted the first legal act on AI, so again we have sufficient grounds for that, but I think that we need to find the way how we these threats could overcome and transfer it for the benefits.
Okay, let's come back to the conference itself. So you've mentioned already that war in Ukraine was one of the main topics during this conference. So could you please shed more light?
As far as the war in Ukraine is very close to Europe, unfortunately, it again arises more questions. And of course, one of the questions is about safety, about freedom, and about prosperity, and of course about democracy. But at the same time, it was discussed shortly regarding the rebuilding processes, how countries could help in the circumstances, again, how our network could help with this kind of issues, what kind of solutions could be proposed. And to address these questions, we will develop different projects for 5 years where we could make the analysis, and not only like researchers for researchers, science for science, but also for decision makers and also for citizens, for society. Where we could have different meetings with stakeholders, with high-level academics who also participated in this conference. For example, there was a professor from Oxford University who are specialized specifically on AI technologies. So basically, it opens the field for these negotiations, and also to build maybe the bridge with also with the developers. Anyway, we need to find the way how we could meet and answer to this.
From what I've read, the topic of Central and Eastern Europe was underlined, and more specifically, the problem of how the rest of Europe views the region of Eastern Europe. So could you shed more light on this one in specific? What was it about?
One of the first proposition why actually it was created also because Eastern Europe, so-called Eastern Europe, we needed to abolish this term and not to use it, because if again to go deeply in the geographical analysis, it's not like that. Also, it's some kind of narrative which was spread by someone for some reasons again, and in these circumstances this term also was broadly used in German, and for that reason if we are trying to address some challenges, we need to be united and to build bridge between the regions which for a long time were out of the context, and also at the same time regarding the expertise, because there is a lack of expertise of the context in such countries as Lithuania, Poland, and so on. So again, for that reason, some of the researchers were elected to this Trans-Europe network from these countries to provide the excellent knowledge on the specifics of these regions to develop this kind of things for prosperity, for freedom, and for reclaiming Europe in these circumstances.
So, as far as I understand, at this specific moment, the bright minds of Europe see that dividing Europe into, like, let's say, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, Southern Europe, it's a kind of an issue, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
And how should it be solved on a political level, for example?
The first issue is lack of information about these countries and what's going on in these specific regions. For that reason, it was decided to choose the mid-career researchers from this region, that they could give their bright analysis to politicians, to academia, to science, to society, to show what's going on in these grounds, and then to find, unite these two parts.
Okay, then as a media representative, how can media help you in this regards?
I think that the media could be a very good supporter in these circumstances to share the projects which we are doing. For example, different deliverables which will be proposed, because for now it was just our first meeting where we had inauguration and we were appointed. So it was just first meeting, and now we are on the stage when we developed in this projects, and it would be very helpful if we could again spread this knowledge not only specifically in one region but in different regions.
All across Europe. All across Europe. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so my final question then. What does all that mean for the future of Europe?
From my perspective, what we learn also from war in Ukraine, only when all people, all institutions are united and doing the same things for the same goal, not the same things maybe differently, but for the same goal, it could bring prosperity, democracy, and freedom. But when you are united and you don't have any kind of struggles inside the society, and especially not divided, for example, also in Ukraine, it was divided into two parts, and it also created a lot of political problems as well. But it was made by artificially, I think. So yeah, from my perspective, it should be a good thing when from different parts it would be united and share their knowledge, experience, also involving different stakeholders, not only from academia, but of course from them, but as well from political institutions who made decisions.
Okay, and well, then I guess let's stay united, and that's how we will reclaim Europe, I guess. Thank you, Kateryna, so much for being with us today, and I really hope to see you once again.
Thank you.
And I would like to remind our viewers that our guest for today was an associate professor at Yaroslav Mudryi National Law University and Vilnius University, Dr. Kateryna Latysh. You're watching TVP World. Stay with us.